Hello, Max, my man. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful. And thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate you. And you see, Max, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has even become an anthem for me. So, firstly, my man, I want to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invest in yourself. And oftentimes, my man, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. Say, some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Max, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Max, my man, just recently I was on that same road, and this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely moment that day. I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Max that you are today, that alone has made it really impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing. Your insights, your philosophies, your journey, your story. These stuffs are amazing. And now you are using your solutions to help folks out there. It's beautiful. And just before you got the request from me, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Max is doing. Not only me now, but even the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Max. So thank you so very much for doing that yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much, my man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Beautiful. So let's get started. You see, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today, Max, for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Max, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And you see, my man, ever since I realized that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very, very important to me and even to the listeners. The second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Max on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, Max, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there. So those folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So, for that reason, Max, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Max got here. Then, afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Max, my man, over to you.
Okay. So I am a life coach and I work with men in the United States at least. Certainly middle aged men. I'm 50 years old, men around my age, maybe a little younger, I think go through some kind of loss of purpose. So I feel like we're younger, we're full of vim. We want to get out into the world, make money, have a family, have kids, all this kind of stuff. And we do that for about 20 years. We get to 40, 45 years old, something like that. Most of us are not connected to our core, our authenticity, our true self. I mean, it varies. You can be completely disconnected from it, actually, as I was to a very large extent, up to about 40, 41 years old, or, you could be more connected. But if you reach that point in your 40s where you feel like I'm not motivated, I'm kind of drifting, I've done all this work, why don't I feel more fulfilled? It's because you haven't fully connected to who you really are. And that might just be a 2% shift in your perspective. It doesn't mean you have to wholesale change your life, but just that 2% shift can make a huge difference in how much fulfillment you get out of what you do. And that will translate into the actions you take in your life. And over a course of time, you'll become much more fulfilled. So that's what I like to work on with men.
Beautiful. And I can relate so well. You see, when I discovered who I really am, a lot of things changed in my life, I tell you. You see, before I discovered my purpose, I was merely living for survival, you see, just surviving, just, following the stuff the society has taught me. But when I discovered that I was born for more, I wasn't just born, I was sent. We had a mission and an assignment. Everything drastically changed. So I no longer work for survival, now I work for fulfillment. So I can relate so well. So let's get started with you. All right. What was your life like before you found direction?
My life was pretty normal. You wouldn't have looked at me and said, this guy's messed up, even though I was very unhappy on the inside. You probably would have looked at me and said, oh, this guy's doing fine. Maybe even he's doing well. I was doing okay financially. I had a job professionally. I wasn't in a relationship, but I was dating. But I was deeply unhappy because even though I was doing okay by societal standards, I wasn't killing it. I just knew that I was not fulfilling my potential as a person. And I wasn't proud of who I was. And so it really isn't about how you're doing compared to society's standards. It's all about how you're doing compared to your own standards of your authentic side inside of you. And I had felt that way for a long time. I just knew that I wasn't challenging myself and living all out and going for the things that I really wanted in life. But I also didn't know how to make that happen. It actually took for me outside help for for me to be able to find that path and start to do those things that made me feel fulfilled.
Beautiful. I got that. So that outside help you mentioned, what did they do or say that shifted everything for you?
Well, basically, this person held a mirror up to me and showed me where I was falling short in life. And it's not that nobody had done that before, they just hadn't quite done it in this way. And I also wasn't as ready to listen as I was with this person. So whatever it was like a perfect storm. Whatever the magical combination was, somebody who was willing to care about me enough to tell me the truth, and then when I resisted, to keep fighting for me in a way that nobody had fought for me before, and in a way that I didn't know how to fight for myself. So this person really did something for me that was amazing and saved my life.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's a great word. And that's very inspiring. So, how did you begin to push yourself and live fully?
Well, I just started to do things that I had always wanted to do, but I always put off. like start a business, get into a relationship. I actually moved across the country for this person. She was living in California, where I live now, and I was living on the East Coast. And I got off. I was on depression medication. I got off medication. I got a dog. I started playing drums. Just like all of these things that in my mind I always wanted to do, or maybe had done to some extent, but not fully. And always told myself, oh, at some point I'll get to this. And then I realized, wait a second, I'm 40 years old. Some point is now. Like if I ever want to get to this stuff, I have to start doing it now.
Right.
She was able to get me out of my malaise in which I was living my life, just far short of my own potential, and start chasing these dreams that were always inside of me. And I had never made the connection before that the fact that I have these dreams inside of me, that's like a calling. These dreams are calling me to follow them. I had never followed those dreams. And finally, she got me to realize, no, those things inside of you, there's a reason they're there. It's not just random thoughts or feelings. They're not to be ignored if you want to be happy. If you want to be happy, you need to go after that stuff.
That's right. I got that. I got that. And it's so beautiful and amazing what you're doing, helping men. I respect that. So, what do you think is missing in how men are being raised or supported?
I think there's a lack of attention to the authentic self, to believing in your intuition. We're taught, at least in the US, certainly the way I grew up, we're taught to believe in logic, which has its place, but there was never any focus on your intuition and what that feels like and what it sounds like, and following that and being your own individual. It's more about conformity. And the educational system may have changed over time. I don't know what it's like today, but certainly when I was growing up, that's what it was. And then also for men, specifically in the US today, there's starting to be more attention paid, but there's relatively a lack of attention to what men need to improve. There's a lot of attention paid to what women need. Men get less attention. So I feel like if a man is really directed and committed to fulfilling his potential, he's a really powerful force. There are a lot of men walking around who talk a good game or who aren't fulfilling their potential. And getting men to take help is the hard part. I think that we're not taught to accept help. But if a man can learn to ask for help and authentically commit himself to fulfilling his potential and becoming his best self, that's a powerful human being.
That's so true. That's so true, and I got that. So we have two more questions to go, right? So how do you define what it means to be a man in today's world?
I think being a man means being a leader, and leading is really about leading yourself. It's not about how many people follow you. People will follow you if you can lead yourself, but it's about knowing yourself as well as possible. It's about making your own decisions. It's about being responsible and grounded and owning your choices. It's about bringing life to wherever you are. It's about making places better by your presence. A man, if he's in his power, should be a calming presence. People should be happy when you show up because you're reliable, because you take responsibility, you contribute, you finish what you start, you do what you say you're going to do. All of these traditional things that are easy to say but hard to do. And when you're around someone who embodies those qualities, you can really tell. They have a presence about them and it makes a difference. And when you're around men who don't embody those qualities, it's kind of disconcerting. It's kind of like something's off here.
That's so true. Hmm. Oh boy. Well, thank you for the amazing stuff that you're doing because there are many men out there that really needs to hear these stuffs. I tell you. So, just one more to go. What is one powerful step men can take today, as in right now, to engage in their own lives?
Certainly, you can hire a coach like me. I think whatever you do, the most powerful thing is to start it now. And you can start in small ways. So you don't have to wholesale change your life. You can incrementally make changes. And as long as you consistently practice those changes, then they will grow bigger. And the biggest problem that men have is we procrastinate. We say, oh, I'll get to that later, and we never get to it. So whatever small change you might have, start doing it now and start making a habit of it. If you are married and there's not enough love in your relationship, it's up to you to bring more love into the relationship. So make a habit of every day telling your wife, I love you, or something along those lines. Start doing something you're not currently doing that embodies the quality that you want to see in your life. And that quality will be there because you're bringing it to your life. And it's your responsibility to do that. It's not somebody else's responsibility to come and save you or bring love to your life. You have to do it, and you can do it. You have the ability in yourself to do it.
Beautiful. I'll take that as a final thought. That's a profound one. So, for folks who would like to reach out to you, Max, or join your programs, or they would love to learn more about everything we've discussed so far, how can that be possible?
They can reach me at forwardmotioncoach.ing. That's my coaching website. They can reach me on my YouTube channel, which is at Maxim Shapiro, Maxim Shapiro, and I post videos on there daily. I'm also on Facebook and LinkedIn under that name, but YouTube channel and forwardmotioncoach.ing for my coaching website.
Beautiful. So, that's going to be the end of the show, Max. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this awesome stuff with us. It means a whole lot, my man. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.